Nicole Hetty from Paper Tray Ink here, and today I'm going to show you a little bit how to use the new Up, Up, and Away set with the coordinating balloon die. Now, as you can see, all three sizes of the balloons found in this set are on one die, which makes it more cost effective for you. And here I've die cut them from Stampers Select white cardstock. I'm going to start with using some of the outline images from the stamp set, and I'm going to start with the largest one. And I've got the die cut piece right here, and I'm simply lining up the stamp with the die cut and stamping with Noir Black palette ink. Now I've stamped these other two as well, and I thought I would show you a little bit about coloring these in. For this largest balloon, I'm starting with the middle Pure Poppy Copic marker, R29 lipstick red, and I'm coloring the top portion of the balloon. After that, I'm going to go in with the darkest color from the Pure Poppy trio. And I'm just adding a line on the right side of each section of the balloon. If you've ever seen a hot air balloon in real life, each of the sections kind of have their own dimension, and this helps to add the same dimension to these stamped images. Now I'm going back in with the medium color again, the R29, and I'm just pulling that darker hue across each section by coloring right over it and pulling it over like that. Now I've gone ahead and colored these other two sections of the balloon with the Pure Poppy colors I described to you earlier, and now I'm moving on to the next color swatch I'm going to add, which is Summer Sunrise, and I'm going to add it to this big stripe right here. I'm starting with the medium hue, which is Y35, and I'm coloring the whole strip in with that color. And then I'm going to go back in with the darker color, Y38, and add some color on the right side of each section, just like I did when I was doing the Pure Poppy. And then I'm going to pull that color across, just like so. Now I'm adding some new leaf, starting with the medium color YG13 and just filling in this little stripe right here, and going back in with the darkest hue, which is YG17, and adding just a touch of shading the right hand side of each section, and pulling that color into the center. The last stripe is Enchanted Evening, and I'm adding the color here with medium hue, which is B97, and going back in with the darkest color, B99. And just like I did on all the other sections, I'm just adding some shading on the right hand side. Now to finish, I'm adding dark chocolate to the basket. I'm starting with the lightest color, E55, and moving on to the next color, E57, from the dark chocolate trio. As the last touch, taking the darkest Enchanted Evening shade and coloring the bottom portion of the balloon. And there you have it. I've colored all three of my balloons in pretty much the same manner as the first one that I showed you, step by step. And I'm going to be creating a background for my balloons with some cloud stamps that are found in the Up, Up, and Away set. I've inked this with fresh snow ink, and I'm stamping it just a little bit off the edge of my craft cardstock base here. And the little trick I wanted to show you was, as you can see, I just stamped this one in this manner, like that. I'm going to re-ink it, and then what I'm going to do is flip it upside down. So I had stamped it like this previously. Now I'm flipping it around 180 degrees, and I'm stamping it right up at the top, like this. And it gives you a completely different look by flipping them around different ways. Now I'm adding one of the small clouds from the set, also in fresh snow ink, just like that. And now I'm going to add an overall polka dot pattern. I have a polka dot strip here from Polka Dot Basics 2, and I'm using Versamark ink. And I'm going to just cover this entire sheet with polka dots. Now you may be asking yourself, why is she stamping the polka dots after the clouds? And the reason is that the white fresh snow ink can resist the Versamark ink. So if I stamped the polka dots first, the clouds wouldn't come out solid. If I stamp them first and then the polka dots, then I don't need to worry about it. Now I'm going to use the sentiment Sending Smiles Across the Miles, which is with the companion $5 sentiment set that goes with Up, Up, and Away. And I'm going to stamp it right over here so it overlaps both of these clouds just slightly. And I'm stamping these with True Black ink. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I can fiddle with placement on a card for hours until I get it perfect. And I just wanted to show you a little trick that you can do for easy placement of these colored in balloons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this basket trio, which is actually originally designed to be used with these solid balloon tops. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on my project directly on this craft base that we created, like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to overlay these balloons right over their coordinating basket. So I'm going to put the largest one here right over the large basket. The medium one is going to go over the medium basket. And then the smallest one over the smallest basket. And as you can see, these two I put on foam dimensionals, and this one I did not. And this smaller one is supposed to look like it's further back in the distance. So by adhering that directly to the card base and rising these up on foam dimensionals, you help reinforce that idea. The next thing I have that I'm going to add to my project is we have this new eyelet lace border die that was designed by Lisa Johnson, and I've die cut some pure poppy cardstock with it, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this with a two-way glue pen. Now this card front piece measures exactly 4 inches wide, and I found that this border fits perfectly circle to circle across it. Now that I've adhered this, I'm going to go ahead and trim it. I'm flipping it over to the back to do that. Just 2 little cuts is all that it takes. Then I'm going to take some rhinestones, some clear rhinestones, and you'll notice that the little holes in this eyelet lace border coordinate perfectly with these rhinestones. Now all I have left to do is to adhere this right to my white card base, and I'm all done.